Welcome to Keeping It Real, where we talk business, money, and mindset.
Welcome back to Keeping It Real podcast, everybody. It is your host, Parikshit, and today I'm alone. Finally, a solo podcast episode. I know you guys have been waiting for this. I know you guys have been asking me to do a solo episode, talk more about my life, talk more about my views, my thoughts, my opinions, I know you guys want to hear me talk, okay? So I'm finally here, and I thought the best way to start the first episode would be by telling you guys my journey, my life story, how everything started, really make it so you guys get to know me, my journey, and, know the true me, you know what I mean? Because I feel like a lot of you guys don't know the real me because I don't share a lot of my stories. A lot of times I don't because, my upbringing wasn't the best, and I don't like talking about it, not for like, oh, I feel bad. It's like more times I don't want to talk about it because I don't want people to feel bad for me, you know what I mean? Because when people feel bad for you, you can use that as an excuse to be a bum, and I never wanted that, so only a select few people really know my true life story, and some of them is going to be you guys, and I'm excited for you guys to hear it. Hopefully you guys learned something from it, seeing my journey, some of the things I did as a young kid, and even me thinking back and looking back, and I have a little notes of certain things I want to touch on. But even just looking back, it has been an amazing journey. It has been a cool journey. It has been a journey of growth, journey of excitement, journey of adventure, journey of just life, you know what I mean? Like this life thing, man, I'm telling you, it has been amazing for me. It has treated me well, but yeah, man, this is just the beginning, and I'm excited for you guys to kind of come along in the journey with me. So let's start talking about my journey, guys. Who am I? What do I do? And before I even start anything, I want to let you, let's start off with who I am. My name is Parikshit. For those of you guys, if this is your first time listening, I am the host of this podcast. I live in Toronto, Ontario. Currently, I live in downtown Toronto, right by the CN Tower. I live in core downtown. I've been living here for 6 months now. I have another 6 months left in my lease. Probably not going to stay after that just because I want to travel the world again. And we're going to talk about my travels and stuff in this video, or in this podcast. But yeah, I'm an entrepreneur. I have two businesses that are taking off, that I am growing. I am in the online marketing niche. I'm in the entrepreneur niche. I love self-development. I love growing. Growth is such a big part of me, and I am pursuing greatness. Let me take a sip of water as I make my next point. But yeah, I am pursuing greatness, being great, doing the greatest things that I can, okay? And this whole greatness journey recently has just made me more, I don't know if you would say motivated, inspired, or whatever. I am just ready for greatness. And let's talk about the story from early on, the beginning to where I am now, chasing greatness, living downtown, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so I was born in Nepal. So if you guys don't know Nepal, it's a country that is squashed in between India and China. But I'm not going to go into the history of Nepal, but yeah, I was born in Nepal. If you guys don't know Nepal, just search it up, guys. It's where Mount Everest is. It is where Buddha was born. But I was born in Nepal in this little village called Sipadol, Sipadol in Bhaktapur. If you guys know Nepal, then the words I'm saying might be familiar to you. But yeah, I was born in Bhaktapur in a little village called Sipadol. I had my mom, my dad, my grandma, eventually my sister. And, we were I was just a kid. I was just a village boy, right? I went around to forest. I played around nature. I had friends. We just used to go around, do whatever we can for excitement. I remember playing with wrestling cards. We had our own game with the wrestling cards. We had our own game with rubber bands, even gambled sometimes, with cards and shit. It's crazy because that's third world, right? But I remember thinking back, damn, I was probably 7 or 8 and I was gambling for for real money. It wasn't that much, but you guys get the point. Yeah, man, I was just a village boy. I went to this school called Mount Everest, which is pretty funny because that's what Nepal is known for. So every time I tell them I went to school called Mount Everest, they're like, oh yeah, that figures, But yeah, I went to school called Mount Everest my whole life. There was only one school I went to in Nepal. And right as I was about to finish 4th grade and I was about to go to 5th, I came here to Canada, because my dad came here and he brought my family here. And this was in December 2008 is when my family came to Canada, right? And my dad was here. We lived in an apartment in Mississauga. It was the first time I was ever exposed to the Western world, the internet, new food, games, all these other things, right? It was one of the first times I was introduced to this. Like in Nepal, we had computers, but I just remember playing like Dangerous Dave or like Mario or like some other games. We didn't really use computer for much. Like I remember using Paint, Notepad to type. Like we did the basic things in Nepal, but it wasn't as advanced where the Western world is, right? So when I came here, I was exposed to everything. And the first thing that happened was I got really fat, right? Because I come across a grocery store where you walk in and you can pick out everything. You can literally play with the food before you buy it. We didn't have it like that back. You pointed at something, then you bought it in Nepal. That's what I remember. But yeah, I got really fat because food was everywhere. Food was abundant here. So I got pretty fat. I went to school. I'm not going to say my school's name, but, I went to school in Mississauga. I started off not being the smartest. Like, even in Nepal, I was a pretty smart kid. Even there, like, the standards are high. But when I came here, I'm like, what the fuck? Like, we only have this much homework? So I remember starting to really slack off, not doing work, procrastinating. And I started off not being the smartest kid, but eventually I think it was just getting the approval of students, the teachers, and my parents. I started doing good in school. I was always a high achiever. I always got amazing. I always got amazing awards in middle school. That's when I had this teacher called Mr. Genosi, who just triggered like greatness in me, and I became one of the smartest kids in the school. And around that time in middle school is when I fell in love with basketball. I love the sport basketball, guys. Basketball, when I say it's my life, I truly mean it. Basketball is my life. And basketball is the reason, man, like I am who I am. My childhood friends are because of basketball. I still love basketball. It brings me true joy. But middle school is when I fell in love with the basketball. I thought I wanted to go to the league, but, became pretty realistic midway, thinking, all right, man, I'm not the tallest. I'm not the best in my own fucking school. I probably won't make it to the NBA, right? And I started playing basketball for fun, less for, career purpose, I guess you can say. And when it was time to go to high school, I went to this science school. I applied to this special science program. I went to this high school called Chinguzi. It's a funny thing, Russell Peters went to that school actually, so if you guys know Russell Peters, the comedian, I went to the same school as him for just 1 year. But that year I realized that, man, science just isn't for me. I fucking hated it, actually. All these other science kids were weird. I tried to learn software engineering. That's why I wanted to go there for, and I hated it. I couldn't learn how to code myself. And my favorite class was business class, right? So around that time, man, I started being closer with my hometown friends, and I said, fuck it. I'm going to tell my parents. It's actually a funny story. I remember then I watched a lot of soccer, and I said, you know what? If Arsenal beat Manchester United today, I'm going to tell my parents that I don't want to go to, Chinguzi no more. And I remember Danny Welbeck scored that game and won the game. And I remember telling my parents I don't want to go to school. There was a little friction, but, they're like, whatever. And I was pretty happy knowing that I was going to a local high school. And that summer, I got really cool with my friend Jaspeed. We played basketball every day. I got really, really good at basketball. And the same summer when I was about to go to grade 10 is when, I discovered Brandon Carter. And just discovering Brandon Carter through, it was actually, I watched this basketball hit cardio training, and I was like, oh shit, I'm going to do that next. And then I started getting into his mindset videos, and I really started getting into the personal development world. I got exposed to reading books, and, just developing myself. And I really loved Brandon Carter then. And if you guys know me now, like, I still do love Brandon Carter to this day. And this is when my personal development phase started. I started reading books. I came across this guy, Tai Lopez, not through his ads, just searching for how to win friends and influence people. He had a video there. Came across Tai Lopez, started reading, started developing myself. And, Brandon held an event in Toronto. I went there and I got introduced to online businesses through that. Like, didn't do anything for it, but I remember going to this event with my friend Jaspeed and being introduced to the online world, understanding that, holy shit, you can make money online. And then I wanted to start this fitness company because I was really into fitness then, called SPB. You know, I didn't know what the hell it was going to stand for, but I'm like, I'm going to start a teenage fitness brand called SPB. We're going to sell, you know, fitness programs, this, that, or whatever. But I just didn't take action on it. And what happened was Brandon became an affiliate for Tai Lopez course. So I was like, screw it. You know, I was so excited then, and the testimonials are too crazy. So I bought a Tai Lopez course at the age of 16 for $1,000 when I worked at Home Depot, and that's how much I made per month, okay? That's why, guys, also, I don't have no, you know, pity, or I don't give a fuck about your life, really, especially if you're in the Western world. Like, I don't care about your sob story, because I came through some rough shit and I still made it happen. You know, I bought a $1,000 course when I used to work at Home Depot, only working, you know, weekends, making $800,000 a month. So I don't give a fuck about nobody, right? Anyways, Tai Lopez course, I started my first SMMA. It was called Client Gains. I met some people through there. Honestly, I'm gonna be honest, for Client Gains, I sent one cold email and then I stopped because I was scared, okay? But what it did do was it introduced me to the online world. I came across guys like Grant Cardone, Gary Vee, you know, all these other different marketing stuff, the online money stuff. And I'm grateful because I met some cool people. I met all these different people that, you know, were in the same journey as me, and that's when my networking phase started, and I was just networking with everybody, right? And around that time, I also met I came across these guys named Samir. I came across this guy named Samir Shabane. Anyways, I just followed him because he was a sales guy, and, you know, he was just doing cool shit. He was a cool entrepreneur. He was very fun to even just watch when it came to YouTube and such. But Samir was really, really cool. I really like Samir. And what they started doing in the summer of 2017 was doing drop shipping, right? And I was one of the first ones to get inside of their course. So I got inside of their course. I was sold onto this course by this guy named Dennis back in June 23rd, 2017. And me and Dennis became cool. He helped me out a lot. But the summer of 2017 was my summer of growth, you know, because I spent no second working on anything but my business. Even when I had a problem, I was so ready to make this online shit happening. I did everything I can for drop shipping. You know, I learned this, I learned that, and I finally had my first $100 day. I remember mid-July in 2017. I met some more people, connected with more people, and then I went to Nepal the next month, right? I went to Nepal in August of 2017, and I was running my business in Nepal, and I was actually making money in Nepal without doing my work, right? Because I used to work at Home Depot, but I'm in Nepal, but I'm still making money. And there was this one day that just changed everything for me. I don't remember the exact date, but I remember that's the first day I made $523 US, and the profit was like 300 something US, which is, let's just say, you know, $500, just to simplify it. And I was like, damn, bro, I was with my cousin today. We went, you know, all around the forest. We were chilling, and I just made that much money. I was very proud of myself. I was really proud of what the hell happened, right? And this kind of just showed me the future of online. And then when it was time to go back to Canada, when I came back, like, I was doing consistent $100 a day, this, that, or whatever. It felt like, you know, this is my future. So I quit my job. And I think that was a very big mistake then, because I quit my job thinking that everything was going to be good, but everything wasn't, because that store failed a month later. But what happened during that time was that Brandon had a second event in Toronto. And what had also happened was that, you know, Brandon started knowing who I was because I was commenting on his YouTube as a username Splashman, right? So he just loved the word Splashman. So when I'm in Nepal, he follows me because I'm the Splashman, and when he's doing his event in Toronto, he knows me because I'm Splashman, right? So it's pretty cool seeing, you know, someone I've looked up to for 2 years at that time really know me, follow me. And during that event, he pitched it was a business course, but it was meant more for fitness people. But I bought it, guys. It was $1,000 course. I bought it. And even to that event, I paid an extra $500 to go to dinner. And thank God I did, because that's the dinner where I found out what Klaviyo was. And if you guys know him now, Klaviyo is a software I use every day for our clients for email marketing, right? So even back in the days when I was a broke ass kid, man, I was investing in myself, investing money that investing basically half of my bank account sometimes, into courses, into learning, into going to dinners and shit. And I'm glad I did, man. I'm super, super fucking glad I did do that, right? And anyways, during that time, I went to dinner. I got cool with Tro. I got cool with Brandon. And next week, I was going to New York for some family shit. They told me to come over. I went, I met with them in New York. My whole mind blew because I'm like, damn, this is Brandon Carter. He's talking to me. I'm in the office. I'm helping them with e-com. Anyways, me and Brandon stayed in touch, right? But like I said, guys, my dropshipping business failed in the next 2 months, and then I started this clothing company with my homie Jasweed called Drip Drop Tees. I don't know if the Instagram is still up, but there might be some pictures. But we used to run Drip, man. Literally started Drip Drop Tees from nothing, man. It came, this idea that came to my head. We started running it. We started doing really good, man. We're just using influencers in Instagram. And my only regret then is not thinking bigger, because I think my strategies were good. My products were good. It's just I used to think too small, and I could have really blew it up, right? Anyways, Drip Drop Tees was pretty good. I give Brandon for, the credit for helping us with that, because he's the one that told me what print on demand was. Anyways, so all that time is happening. Me and Brandon's relationship is improving. He's showing me how to do ads so Drip Drop Tees can grow. And what happened was Drip Drop Tees wasn't having the best time, just because me and Jasper were having personal issues, I guess, together. We couldn't work together, and I lost my passion because I thought, I was investing more time than him, and he probably thought the same. I don't know, right? Who knows then? But I just thought this wasn't for me, and I was in such a weird state, but I had the skill, I had the skill of Instagram marketing, and I had the skill of running e-commerce stores. And because of that, I got opportunities from Brandon, to teach his coaching clients about Instagram. Not only that, but Brandon wanted me to help him start some new stores. And I did. And I did all of those for free. And he even got me a client to set up a store for like, $1,000, and I did that. But when I did that, he said, yo, do email marketing. And I was like, word, okay, sounds good. So I did email marketing, but I didn't know how to. So he taught me how to do it, right? He taught me how to do it. He gave me this course. I started doing email marketing, and I had the skill of email marketing now, right? Me and Brandon are cool, and we even decided that we're going to do a course together, right? He wanted to do an e-com course and wanted me to be a partner in it, go 50-50. And I was like, damn, bro, like I'm about to start a course with, someone I look up to, right? And even after exams, I remember February of 2018, man, I went to New York for a week after my exams. I had a week off. I went just to chill with them. I learned so much. Like that week in New York was such an important time in my life, guys. And, the transition I had, what I learned, what real hard work was, like all these things like helped me out a lot. But anyways, I was just excited for this course we're going to do together, right? And I'm going to be honest, it was like in the beginning, I was so excited. All I cared about was this course. And, I graduated from school. I was doing this, that, or whatever, but course was my main focus. But me and my homie Fez got really cool during this time as well. And, we started the store around this time. This is, let's say, summer 2018 or June 2018. It was doing like $3,000 a day, $1,000 a day. And it was pretty cool. But what's funny is that me and Fez haven't seen the money from that store. It's pretty crazy what Shopify did and finessed us. But anyways, around then, right after my exams, Brandon asked me to speak at his event about ecom, and I was like, fuck yeah, let's do it, right? So I remember literally, I finished one of my exams early. I had to fucking do this 2 months in advance. Finish my exam early so I can fly to New York to speak at this event. And I did that. It was awesome. And, that summer, bro, that changed my whole fucking life, man. Like, the summer of 2018 was probably some of the craziest times of my life, right? Because around this time, I started talking to my homie Hayden again, and I me and Hayden Bowles first met each other in 2017 when Dennis was teaching me all this shit, because he and Hayden knew each other from something, and I even got cool with Tanner. So Tanner invited me to Greensboro to film shit for his, course. I did that, met some people, learned a lot. And then me and Hayden got really cool, and it was so crazy, man. Me and Hayden started talking again to each other again, and he even told me, yo, come out to Newport, man, come chill with me, And I was like, fuck, bro, let's do it. I booked a flight to Cali. I went to Cali for the summer. Those 2 weeks, man, in Cali, in Newport Beach, to this day, nothing has ever had that much significant, impact in me. And I want to thank Hayden Bowles right now so much for just helping me as a friend. During that time, I was making no money. He was making a lot, just taking me under his wing, teaching me the shits, letting me stay in his 2-bedroom for free. Just a lot of things, man. And before I even continue, I just want to thank anybody in this journey that has been helping me out, man. Like Brandon, Samir, Juan, Dennis, Tanner, Hayden. And there's so many other names I'm forgetting, Like those are just like, till 2018, like Fez has had a huge impact. So many of my other clients have had a huge impact. But yeah, man, that 2 week in Cali just showed me like what wealth is, what true wealth is, like seeing supercars everywhere and all that. But after that, I remember during that summer as well, Brandon asked me if I wanted to, intern for him in the summer and just kind of work with him. He would pay for the living expenses or he'd pay rent for me. So I said, okay. Me and Miguel lived in New York. This is summer 2018 for a month, or actually, 6 weeks or 5 weeks, working for Brandon Carter or working with Brandon Carter. We were building out our course. Me and Brandon were also doing a bunch of other stuff. And that summer was a summer of growth. Me and Johnny got cool. Me and Alex got cool. Me and Tro got cool. Me and Miguel got cool. I met Keyshawn. I met so many other cool people. We went to Drake's thing, all that. And New York, man, that was my biggest growth because I learned all my good habits and shit just being around Brandon, And it's crazy to think that. Anyways, fast forward after that summer. By the way, this whole time I'm still doing emails. Okay, so this time, shit, I should have probably mentioned. So back in June 2018, right? Holy shit, there's like a whole part I missed, and that was how I got my first client. Anyway, so like I told you guys, Brandon gave me that client back in January 2018, right before I visited him in New York. Anyway, so when I started being cool with Tanner, there's this other kid named Connor Koff. Shout out Connor. But Connor was doing crazy number with AirPods, right? I wanted a piece of that pie because I was broke as fuck. Then I told you guys $500 in my bank. Anyways, I tell Connor, listen, Connor, I can do this shit for you. You'll probably make more money through the emails. I have never done this except for this one guy, but I was like, fuck it, this guy's making so much money, I want a piece of this pie, right? He agrees to it, pays me $2,000, bro. That $2,000 is what paid for the flight to New York when I spoke, paid for my down payment for my braces, which, I have a beautiful smile now, and I thank God for that, $2,000 then. It paid for so many other things, man. I can't tell you how important that $2,000 was then. But basically with that client, he paid me $2,000, but I made him $12,000. And then I was like, holy shit, I can do this for more people, right? And then that's when I started taking emails seriously. And all this time I'm taking emails seriously, okay? Fast forward to September 2018, I'm going to university. The day I come back to Toronto is the day I move downtown. I'm like, damn, bro, my life has changed, Before the summer, I was just a random nobody kid that did emails, whatever, but now I'm serious about life. I'm going all in, and university was cool, guys. I'm not gonna lie, I met a lot of cool people. Shout out Andreas, shout out Andreas, shout out fucking Aiden, shout out Rachel, shout out all the cool people I met, right? But what happened was I just used to skip so much school. I used to skip school so much, man. I used to skip class so much, and that wasn't really like, and the reason I did that is because, let me tell you guys, fucking school sucked, all right? Anyways, December happened. I finished my exams. Fez comes to Toronto. We have a lit-ass time. Trevor comes to Toronto. We have a lit-ass time. And then Brandon comes, does his event. I have a lit-ass time with them. And all this time, this is the best month of my life. I'm making the most money ever. So when January rolls around and I have to go back to school, I'm like, bro, this is depressing. I hate my life. So what I do, I dropped out January 2019. And I'm like, fuck, you know what? This is a good thing because that means there's more time for me to actually work on my businesses and make money. I was so fucking wrong because I made $0 for the next 3 months, right? Because I was going through some shit personally. Anyways, a week after I dropped out, I went to High Status Summit, which was cool. I learned a lot, but I was in a really fucked up mental state, so I wasn't present. Same thing with 10X, you know. I wasn't present. I was in a fucked up state, but I met so many cool people. You know, I got cool with Jordan Welch then. Me and Seba snuck into a party in Miami rooftop. That's a story for another day. The first time we linked, finally linked Noah Tucker. Like, there's so many other cool people, like names I'm missing. Anyways, like I said, for the next 3 months, I made no fucking money, just because mentally I was going through some shit, right? But what happened next was I went to Tokyo because of my mentor, and you know, came back feeling more refreshed. I went to LA, linked, and then I remember in April, out of nowhere, after my 3 months of dry run, like I got 4 clients out of nowhere, made $10,000 in a week, and I was like, holy fuck, I'm back, you know. And I was supposed to go to LA that time too, so I went to LA. I'm chilling in LA, beautiful weather, you know, I'm making money again, I'm linking cool entrepreneurs again, and everything was seeming like it was going up again, right? And I was right, because when I went back to Toronto, Fez was there. He started his brand that was doing numbers, so I was like, yo, fuck it, bro, let me do emails for you for free just so you can make more money. And I made Fez 6 figures in emails through that. And that was when I started saying fuck everything else but emails, April 2019, right? And everything changed because I started getting consistent clients. I rolled out, you know, performance-based pay. I started making consistent money. The results I was getting for Fez, it was so good that, you know, it helped me get more clients. And the summer, honestly, after that, life was getting better, you know. I was having more fun. I went to Bali, came back, like I'm consistent, I'm ready to move out, you know. Around like July 2018, I was ready to fucking move out. I was doing all this shit, right? And July, man, it was amazing. I even went to Chicago. Fest flew me out to like help him with his webinar. I did that. August was a fucking shit month, you know, because I was just so lazy and complacent because I paid off my student debt. I paid off my braces for me and my sister. I made 30,000 US that month at 19. It was good, you know. I was loving life to a point where I got so complacent and I did nothing, right? August sucked, and then September I was literally going through a decline because I'm like, bro, what am I doing, right? And then Fez started going crazy with one of his brands that I was doing emails for, which picked me up. And I started, when I tell you guys, I still remember this day, man, September 9th, 2019, bro, the day my whole life changed. That whole week, bro, like I made so much money because, you know, of my big client Fez, and it just changed my whole outlook on life, right? And even though like I hadn't seen the money that I was making from just working on Fez's store, it changed my whole mind. It changed my mindset to what's possible. And I started making so much money, guys. When I tell you I was making $3,000, $2,000, I was selling my course like it was crack. Then I was going crazy, and the momentum stopped because I had to go to Nepal. But when I tell you guys, September, one of the greatest months of my life. And also, guys, around all this time, I am meeting some of the coolest people that I'm still friends to this day. You know, Irfan and Iman, Fez, Miguel, Trilstein, you know, Thivian, my other homies, Shane. Like, there's so many names I'm missing, and I'm sorry, guys. Like, I just forget, you know, Michael, Saul, like so many people I'm missing. I'm sorry, okay? But anyways, I went to Nepal, and I remember I made $10,000 from one client in Nepal. Like, I was finally making multi-5 figures and, you know, doing good. And yeah, when I came back, I just started running this, but I was still a one-man show. And then, you know, recently, I think February, when I came back from Colombia is when I started really making a change in my life. Also, I forgot to say this, I moved out by myself in December 2019. I finally did that. I also bought, by the way, in April 2019, guys, I also bought my dad a car, because like I told you, everything was going well. Before I went to Bali, I made sure to buy my dad his dream car. And I don't even say that much, bro, but I mean, people know it, but I don't say it as much. But yeah, you know, I definitely did that. But yeah, guys, ever since then to now, you know, right now, this is July 2020. My life has been cool, man. I have a strong team, good systems. I'm consistent. My life is going good. My life journey has been awesome. You know what I mean? I was a village boy in Nepal. Like, there's so many things I left out, and there's just so many things I can't say, or there's so many things I probably forgot to talk about today. You know, like if I look at my notes, let me see what the fuck I forgot to talk about. Like, July. August slump. Yeah, I went to Tokyo 3 months with shit. Like I told you guys the main things, you know what I mean? But my life has been improving ever since then. Like every day I'm just growing, and I'm so grateful. I'm really grateful for it, and I'm grateful for everything that continues to happen. But that's my journey, guys. This is just the beginning. I'm on a mission to change the world. There's a lot of things I left out for a reason, because I don't want to talk about it before it's done. But I would say this Corona, really made me a better man. It really made me think deeper and make a change, and I have. And my businesses are better now. Everything is going the way I want to, and I'm just excited for what's next, right? So yeah, guys, I hope everybody is enjoying this episode. Everybody did enjoy this episode. Sorry if I sound a bit tired, guys. I didn't mean it to be like this, but solo episode, 30 minutes. Hope you guys liked it. That's my journey, guys. If you guys have any questions or anything, just let me know on my Instagram. All right, bye. That is it for this episode of Keeping It Real, everybody. And if you guys did enjoy this episode, I just ask for a small favor, and that is to share this with someone that would benefit from this podcast, as I really want to grow this community and this podcast through word of mouth, right? From you guys sharing it or telling someone to mess with this podcast or listen to this podcast or posting us on Instagram. And by the way, guys, if you do post us on Instagram, please use the hashtag Keeping It Real and tag me at Splashman PB, just so I can see it, just so I can, stay connected with the family and interact with some of you guys. But yeah, like I said, if you guys want to keep in touch with me, my Instagram is at Splashman PB. If you guys want to check out my YouTube, where I drop amazing content and amazing value as well, just search my name, Parikshit Busnit, and my channel will appear. But anyways, guys, hope you guys enjoyed today's episode, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.